Clips from John are still featured on the channel occasionally, but this whole episode is dedicated to John's travels, what he sees and how good of a job he does. This clip was sent in highlighting the problem that the motorcyclist potentially puts himself in now. We've got a busy section of the motorway and there's a slip road joining from the left. I think the motorcyclist goes back to lane 2 a little early. Watch the blue lorry. Where's the white lorry next to the blue one gonna go? No harm done this time, but could do better. This one's classic John for me. What it takes to anticipate this is a great understanding of how quickly you're catching other people and how quickly they're catching others. John left the lorry driver a great option to give the people on the hard shoulder more space. Nice work. Something different may very well have had to have happened if the traffic was heavier. Slowing down and staying in lane 2 and allowing the lorry out would have also been an option. And here's John at it again. The dab of the brake lights by the second lorry was key to this, I think. Nicely timed. Now get past this lorry in lane 2 before the lorry in lane 1 wishes to move out also. Remember, sit next to a pocket of space. A perfect approach speed to deal with what can't be seen. If John had have slowed and taken a wider course around this mini roundabout, would it misinform the vehicle from the opposite side? I don't think I would have taken this line, but don't forget John does know the turning circle of his vehicle. Let's see how John deals with this cyclist. John can't see well enough, so he simply doesn't go. He sits behind patiently. But now the view opens up, so John uses a safe opportunity. He passes slowly and wide. Textbook. There are many people in my comment sections that constantly say you're not allowed to drive on pavement. That's correct, to a certain degree. Here, there was no other option. What were you going to do? Wait behind the traffic light, then the lorry can't get through. Do this slowly and carefully in case there are vulnerable road users about, just like John did.
Turn left.
This was quite an unusual situation, and it was made a little more tricky by the kid on the bike. There's no way I would have wanted to go through where the water was gushing from. Another situation dealt with carefully and properly. Nice work. John perfectly demonstrating why green means go if clear, not just go. Many road users would have been putting the foot down well before John did. John called this clip brakes before horn, and it's demonstrated again perfectly. I'm just going to call this John's 90-second reverse. This is exactly how long it took him to make the situation a non-event. Brilliant. Interestingly though, there was a spot literally about 30 or 40 metres behind where he first spotted these two vehicles. It would have been much easier for them to go back, even both of them. But John always seems to be eager to be a part of the solution, not the problem. This hazardous driver was spotted nice and early. I've no idea what they were doing. The highway code updates are 3 years old, and John sees this regularly, I'm sure. Confusion is rife.
In North Wales with another one later over the peaks and Pennines. The Prince of Wales has thanked people for their support after his father, the King, was diagnosed with cancer. William got back to public duties yesterday after taking a break following Kate's surgery. And it looks like there's...
Do you think the sun had anything to do with this incident? But more importantly, would you have anticipated the danger before it got to the car pulling out? John named this clip "The Chevrons Don't Work," and I completely agree. Everyone ignores them. This one even got John angry.
Hell, man. What are you doing?
If you think, what's John moving out for? It shows you the level of planning that you've got to try and aspire to. John takes in all the information from everywhere and processes it. A great example of letting someone out from a side road when your exit road is blocked.
After 300 yards,
We've said this many times on the channel, where there's one emergency service vehicle, expect a second. Remember, a poorly timed signal is much more dangerous most of the time than not putting one on whatsoever. Watch how close that these two lorries actually get. You would think they would have learned the lesson. Actually not. Another textbook cyclist overtake. and it was much appreciated. This was definitely the correct decision to get back out into lane 2. Look at the vehicle ahead. I might have even been tempted to use lane 3 at this point. Who knows what's gone on between these two van drivers that have just come past John in lane 3. When you see situations like this occurring, just give yourself some more space. Which is exactly what John does. This clip shows an excellent understanding of holding back just enough to allow someone to emerge, but then being positive enough to not confuse the oncoming vehicle. A flash here definitely would have been confusing. Watch the oncoming vehicles with this horse rider when they move out to turn right. Way too fast. The important point from this clip was the horse's reaction. That's why you need to give them at least 2 meters, less than 10 miles an hour. I think the police car has a little slow to look at what this driver of the Lexus was doing. I think this clip shows a lovely comparison of what you can see if you hold back compared to what you can't see if you go and sit right behind the parked lorry.
That's the latest sport. For more, go to gbnews.com.
It's Patrick Christie's tonight, and here we do things differently. This is playing the absolute madness of this, isn't it? It's explosive. This was very good. It's lively. 850. Your government sat there, Sean, and it did nothing. It's controversial. The Middle East has been in turmoil since before I was born. It's everything you need to kickstart your evening. And Chris,
I think the clues are really obvious in this clip.
So we don't need to come back for more. And indeed, we've moved to annual budgets rather than having them twice a year. So families and business can have confidence. We're not going to come back and ask for more money in the spring like the Conservatives kept doing. We have now set the budgets for public spending for this.
John wasn't ever going to go past this white Ford.
Confirmed the death toll from the devastating floods has now risen to 158. Rescue efforts are continuing.
Exit the roundabout onto the slip road.
In the country
Take
in
the exit,
decades.
M5,
Dozens of
then.
people.
To finish, we've got some more positivity, which really is most of this video. I'd like to say a massive thanks to John for sending in all these clips. Have a little look. Merge in turn at its finest. Keep safe, everyone. I'll see you soon.
Best of luck with that one. Here's a question for you this morning. This Halloween